The question we ask ourselves today is whether women are more temperamental and perceive their feelings differently than men. First, we wrote down everyone's opinion, and then we did some research to determine whether it was a myth or a reality.
In my opinion, I think that is a reality because when it comes to having a situation, a woman tends to be more driving with their feelings, while men to her use head.
I disagree with Prieto. He says it's relative because sometimes it happens the others say are wrong.
In my opinion, I think that is neutral, since most of the time what Prieto says is true. But it is not a rule, and there may be exceptions.
We decided to investigate further and based on the data obtained, we came to the conclusion that the women are more sensitive than the men and were also more cordial and operative and anxious. In contrast, men score higher and traits such as emotional stability, domains, attention to rules, and vigilance.
In women, the nuclei in charge of emotion management are linked to the speech part and, in men, to the motor cortex. This, translated into behavior, would mean that women would find it easier to express emotion through speech and men through action. Also, women and men tend to suffer from different mental illness because they manage their own emotion differently. Thus, women are more likely to suffer from disorders such as depression or anxiety, while men are more likely to suffer from antisocial disorders and substance abuse.
Scientific evidence concludes that the difference lies in the way emotion is expressed. One relevant aspect is the different reaction of the two sexes to the same situation. In one study, participants respond to hypothetical situations in which they were buried or creased. By another person, men are aware that they could feel anger, while women were likely to feel pain, sense, or disappointment.
Mediatinally, the difference lies in how age expresses the emotion. In men, for example, anger is outward expression that usually manifests with violence towards others. In women, this feeling is inward. It was an internal impact and it is emotionally is contained. Hence, when they are questioning about what is happening to them, they usually answer is monosyllabic, such as no, nothing, or well. A study published on March 18, in the Journal of Science and Advance was collect and analyzed more than 1 million samples. They established that the women and men brains are different. All the parts of the sociality sector of the brain student show a certain degree of diversity in the anatomy of the brain between men and women, explains Danilo Bosco, a neuroscience at university. Such is the different evidence that no social behavior has been found that does not show so different between how it is progresses by the male of female brain.
After collecting all this information, the researchers were able to establish that the quality, frequency, and type of social interaction affected the brain differently depending on whether it was a man or a woman. To put it in a concrete example, the team found that the more social stimuli a woman's brain receives, the greater the neuroanatomical association to the amygdala, the region of the brain linked to emotions. However, this phenomenon did not occur in men's brain. The way in which men and women relate socially, whether with friends, family, or work, was left them. evolutionarily speaking, to develop different areas of the brain in response to the stimuli generated. This leads to their behavior being differentiated. So, in conclusion, it's a true.